So, a migrant tent encampment sprang up in Dublin city centre recently. Outside and surrounding the International Protection Office, to be precise, as well as various other places, it has to be said. Over 1,000 immigrant males showed up to the land of milk and honey, only to find that the cow had died and the bees had done like Elvis and left the building. All that awaited them, it seems, was cold, damp and rain, or as we Irish people call it, normal weather. Even a bit of snow made an appearance. I was particularly anguished at that, as you can probably imagine. Who could have ever imagined that a small country with a small population and limited resources wouldn't be able to cope with an unlimited amount of people arriving daily and weekly and demanding those resources? It surely is a mystery for the ages. Equally mystified, it seems, were our new-to-the-parish friends in the tents, who couldn't understand why they hadn't been given 4 or 5-star hotel accommodation, preferably with pool and jacuzzi facilities and ensuite bathrooms. Or I'm sure they would have equally settled for a nice, comfy house or apartment, in addition to food, clothes, and spending money, of course. This unconscionable situation was a great source of angst and consternation to each and every one of them, and to the far left NGO crusty types who always seem to find themselves in the midst of all this chaos, with our ultra-progressive mainstream media acting as willing cheerleaders throughout the whole drama. Although to most ordinary Irish people, the question was more a case of who the hell are they and why are they here? Well, the sad truth of the matter is that our government has simply run out of hotels, guest houses, castles, bed and breakfasts, office buildings, houses and apartments to give them, or, as some people put it, to gift them. But it didn't end there. There was even worse to come for our country's brave, heroic leaders. St. Patrick's Day was almost upon us, when Ireland, and Dublin in particular, is for at least one day of the year in the eyes of the whole world, and America in particular. What if the whole world were to catch sight of these unsightly migrant tents, littering and cluttering up the streets and lanes of our country's glittering capital city? They might draw the conclusion that many of us Irish have drawn ages ago, that the country is being run by a bunch of inept, bumbling fools. I was going to say managed by, but these people aren't managers, they're middle managers. The real managers aren't based here and don't live here. But then you already knew that, didn't you? What to do, thought the Stooges, government. This will all look so embarrassing on the world stage. This will all reflect badly on us and our dumbass policies. Why, the whole world will think we don't know what the hell we're doing over here. Quick, get them all onto buses and bulldoze the damn tents. Get them out of there. Morals, scruples, international obligations, they can all be damned. Shunt them as far up and as far into the Dublin mountains as they can possibly be shunted without anybody dying on the way. But what about the poor military-aged young men fleeing war, famine and persecution, said the far left NGO crusties. Screw off, said the powers that be. You lot can go with them if you really want to. The one word that immediately sprang to my mind in the midst of all this chaos was delicious. But the dream was short-lived, alas. It seems our new-to-the-parish guests didn't come here for the amazing views, vistas and hiking opportunities afforded by the Dublin mountains. They must not have read the wonderful tourist brochures extolling the virtues of the Dublin mountains, printed by our tourist board. People pay very good money for that kind of thing, you know. It seems the lack of Wi-Fi, which today seems to be some kind of a human right, was one of the straws that broke the camel's back. So after all of that chaos and drama, Tent City, with accompanying lefty crusties, is back in Dublin city centre. Well, at least until next St. Patrick's Day.